All of this will be reflected in the commentary of Rashi on this pasuk on two levels. One, with the precision of Rashi, and two, the ability of a modern-day scholar to fathom and interpret that precision. Firstly, the heading, which at face value was somewhat problematic. The second problem was the inclusion by Rashi of information that seems to be merely a repeat of the Chumash. Firstly, the Herimu alav et kol ha'ida, and secondly, Otam anashim vayamutu. Both pieces of information are clearly stated in the text and would appear to add nothing to the commentary of Rashi. However, as with music and poetry, if one is to fully appreciate the intent of the author or composer, one needs to know how to read the notes. With respect to the Rashi commentary to Pasuk Lamed Vav, Hirimu alav, emphasis on the word alav, Moshe, as being the target of their incitement. That made Moshe a kategor. Consequently, Otam anashim vayamutu. They, and not the rest of the people, died immediately because as a kategor, ein kategor naase sanegor. This is the chidush that is read into the pasuk by Rashi, and for this reason the heading of the Rashi flags that chidush by informing us that there will be a focus upon the words vayalinu alav, which on the surface was an unnecessary repeat and for which Rashi maintains was crucial to the storyline, as it explains the information in Pasuk 37 as to why the Meraglim died immediately in the Magefa Lifnei Hashem. There is a potentially fatal flaw to the thesis of Rashi as presented. The thesis was that Moshe as a kategor, the target of the complaint of the Meraglim, could not become a sanegor and include them in his prayers on behalf of the people. As such, they died immediately in that Magefa Lifnei Hashem. Evidence was brought in support of this thesis from 36, in which we are told that Vayashivu Vayalinu alav et kol ha'eda. The flaw with this argument, it comes to us from Pasuk 2, where, following the public debate between Kalev and the 10 Meraglim, we are told that Vayalinu al Moshe v'al Aharon kol b'nei Yisrael. All of the b'nei Israel became agitated, incited themselves al Moshe v'al Aharon. And therefore, just as Moshe was disqualified with respect to the 10 Meraglim, he also theoretically should have been disqualified from representing b'nei Yisrael in his debate with HaKadosh Baruch Hu over the future of the nation. If the thesis is to be sustained, we need to make a distinction between Pasuk Lamed Vav and Pasuk Bet in terms of the intent of the complaint. It could be argued that as far as the people were concerned, theirs was a reaction to the gloomy prognosis presented to them by the Meraglim. They were simply afraid of facing the Canaanite armies, and their challenge was not directed at Moshe and Aaron per se, nor at HaKadosh Baruch Hu in terms of a leadership crisis or a belief crisis. The Pasuk appears to support this in phrasing their complaint as one in which if they are required to die, they would have preferred to have died at the hand of God rather than at the hand of the Canaanite armies. Lumatnu be'eret Mitzrayim, or ba'midbar hazeh lumatnu, if only we had died. This was not the case with respect to the Meraglim, where the Meraglim mounted a challenge against the leadership of Moshe, Vayashivu Vayalinu alav et kol ha'eda, and as such forced Moshe into a position of a kategar, resulting in ein kategar naaseh sanegor.